Hi, this is Neil from Free Tours by Foot in London, and today I have a suggestion for you which I think will work especially well if you're a tourist from America. I'm going to recommend you take a trip to Rotherhithe, just outside central London, easily got to on public transport, and I think well worth a visit. If you arrive by train, then turn left as you come out the station and follow the path and roadway for 2 minutes, and that will take you down to the river. Once you're at the river, you can look across at Wapping on the other bank, and if you turn to your left a short distance away, you will see one of my favourite pubs in London, the Mayflower. This is the first stop on my pub tours walk, and more than one American tourist who's joined me has turned round and said to me, "This is the coolest place I've ever been." The pub itself has history dating back to the mid-1500s, and whilst it's been rebuilt a few times in between, when you go inside now it still has the feel of a really ancient building. The special thing here for American tourists is that this is the spot on the Thames where the Mayflower ship was actually moored up and provisioned before she set off firstly to Plymouth and then off to the New World. She's well remembered in the pub, as you may well imagine, and in fact they have a book of descendants behind the bar, so if you can prove that one of your original descendants sailed on the ship, then you are invited to sign that book. It's a great place to enjoy a drink or even a lunch. You can sit out the back, actually overlooking and in fact sitting over the top of the river. The man that actually captained the Mayflower, Christopher Jones, was a Rotherhithe resident, and his body was actually laid to rest over the road at St Mary's Church. The precise location of his grave was actually lost when the river burst its banks many years ago, but there is a memorial here to him in the churchyard, which you can see. This version of the church dates back to 1747, but there has been buildings on this site since the 11 or 1200s. And when the church was built, they did actually find Roman brickwork underneath. If you wander through the churchyard to the road on the other side, you will find a typical Rotherhithe scene. Old buildings, one including a lovely little cafe where if you didn't fancy the pub lunch, you can actually pick up a nice coffee. The building that houses the cafe is an old watch house, and originally this would have housed the security men that predated the police and patrolled the streets when these areas were all docks. While next door to it, you'll see there's an old school. If you do fancy a bit of a wander, there's plenty more to see and do round here. You will have walked past the Brunel Museum on the way down from the station, which is a museum that celebrates the tunnel that runs under the Thames here, which the train runs through now, and this is the oldest tunnel under a river in the world. I hope you enjoy Rotherhithe, and as I mentioned, I do run a walking tour through here which visits some of the historic pubs. So if you fancy giving that a go, have a look on Free Tours by Foot London, where you'll find details on how to book. Thanks very much.